Good afternoon. We're back with some more Lord of the Rings LCG, and today is Flies and Spiders on Nightmare difficulty. To start, we've got one copy of Bilbo's Magic Ring in the deck, and we've got a pretty good starting hand. In this quest, Errand-rider actually does a lot of work. A sort of secret tech for this quest. And the one card, the encounter card, is a 4-threat location. There's some pretty formidable enemies in this quest, and the poisons they add to your characters can stack up pretty fast if you get all enemies early on. In Nightmare mode, you have to start with 1 poison on a hero. So right away I grab Bilbo's Magic Ring from the deck using Bilbo's ability. And I can get out Steward of Gondor. As usual, I'll prioritize Ethir Swordsman when faced with a choice, but in this case I really want Errand-rider. I wouldn't normally prioritize this ally. Actually played more than I should have been able to play there. Should not have been able to play the Knight of the Swan. I miscounted my resources. So Knight of the Swan should be discarded, and very good tail would only have been able to bring out Warrior of Lossarnach anyway. I think I played too many resources, right? I'll have to count. Let's see. I would start with 1, 2, 3, 4. And I played 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 worth of resources because it costs 1 to find Bilbo's Magic Ring. So I could have done everything I wanted to if I just waited 1 round to get Bilbo's Magic Ring out of the deck. And that would have fixed everything, which is likely what I would have done if I'd actually counted everything. And then this round I would go get Bilbo's Magic Ring using a Baggins resource. So I'm taking a look to see if Men of the West is worth getting. And I decide that it is, so I can get a couple of the guys I had to discard. And I would also, if I'd done everything properly, have spent a Baggins resource here to grab the Magic Ring from the deck. I want to quest as rapidly as I can through phase 1. So I have to make one of my heroes unconscious. So I want to get through phase 1 as fast as I can because it's going to get rid of that location and that enemy in the staging area without me having to deal with them. And I can quest for a bit here. So I do make enough progress to advance. And I discard stage 2. You would normally not do that if there was more than 1 player. But with just 1 player, you go to phase 3. All the heroes are unconscious. You discard all resources. So if I'd played correctly, Bilbo wouldn't have had a resource anyway, and Hirluin would have had 1. But we make everyone unconscious except for Bilbo. And this is a turn where we are vulnerable to next turn where we're vulnerable because we're not going to have many heroes or allies available. So I use a little trick here that I'll describe, which is where you use the Magic Ring to gain 1 resource. Then in the refresh phase, you have an action window after refreshing your cards where you can use the Magic Ring again, so you have 2 resources. And using the same action window, you can then wake a hero up before the resource phase, in the refresh phase from the previous round, so that you can have that hero gain resources. If you wait until the next round after the resource phase to wake the hero up, you won't be able to gain resources normally. It would just be the Steward of Gondor resources. Now the second guy I'm going to wake up is going to be the Errand-rider, because I can use the Errand-rider to transfer a resource each round from Hirluin or one of my other heroes to Bilbo, and that will enable me to wake up more characters faster. Errand-rider is a card I like for this quest for that reason. And I draw a location and not a enemy, which is very, very good when you're in this kind of vulnerable state in Phase 3. It's a very lucky draw. So once again, I use the refresh phase trick, and I'm going to wake up the Errand-rider so I can use him to move resources from Hirluin over to Bilbo and then wake up more characters faster. And I will play Forlong, or I'm looking at if Men of the West has a target. It does not. So I'll play Forlong and transfer a resource to Bilbo and wake up one of my heroes. That will be Faramir. So now I'm in a slightly better position. It's still going to kill one of my guys, one of my allies, if an enemy comes. Don't have any good cannon fodder, and I have some defense. My Hunter of Lamedon's, even though my Outlands guys are unconscious, their abilities are not triggered, they're passive, so my Outlands characters still get the benefits of the buff. Which is a little bit, it makes passive effects a little bit OP in this quest. In this situation, nullifies a lot of the challenge. Of course, the developers may have intended this, or perhaps not. Hard to say. So once again, generating a resource with Bilbo's magic ring. Basically, Bilbo will be getting 3 resources per round now, thanks to Errand-rider. In this case, though, I opt to get out all my Ethir Swordsmen because I'll be able to quest very rapidly. So I've got all my heroes up. I've got a lot of questing power. 5 Outlands allies are still unconscious, but I am in a very good spot here. So now it's time to actually calculate how much willpower I need. I don't need to quest with everyone. And it is going to be a pretty powerful enemy, but it is an enemy I don't have to engage right now. He gets -1 engagement for each poison in play, but there aren't any poisons in play. So I'm able to move on to Phase 3, add the Spider's Glaive to the staging area, and I will go ahead and move there in the travel phase, which I have to exhaust Bilbo to do. And Spider's Glaive must be cleared before Battle with the Spiders is cleared. 12 progress in total, should be no problem in 1 round. So I don't see any significant impediments to winning the game on the next round. And we just get out a couple of blockers here. Can move a resource over to Bilbo and revive another character. Doesn't really matter who. Ethir Swordsman or Warrior of Lossarnach. So now it's just time to calculate how much willpower I need to bring. I have access to almost any amount that I will need. Do have to go get a spider with the spider's glaive to put in the staging area. I'll just choose the lowest threat one. So I'm bringing 33 willpower, looks like. Minus 7 now. It's 26 willpower. Minus 9 is 17. So that'll be enough. I only need 12. Well, the tricky parts in this quest are, well, mostly in Phase 3. You're quite vulnerable in Phase 3. You can get off to a bad start in Phase 1. Accumulate a lot of poisons on characters. Have some trouble that way. But mostly things just need to go well in Phase 3. If you get a location for a turn or two, you're sitting pretty good. And that is what happened. If I had not gotten the Errand-rider out early, or if I'd not gotten Steward of Gondor out early, that would have increased the challenge. But I had both of those in the starting hand, so... Errand-rider is a great card in this quest, in my opinion. So, thanks for watching.